This was me a little over a year ago. I had tried to lose weight so many different ways. I was struggling with severe PCOS symptoms. I was pre-diabetic and extremely depressed. I had begun to truly believe that nothing was going to work for me and that I would just have to live this way forever. I knew bariatric surgery existed, but I thought I wasn't big enough. I thought it would be too expensive. I thought it was just something people did on like my 600-pound life. But one day I decided that enough was enough and started my journey to becoming the best version of myself, and I would consider my journey to be a success. So here are the most important tips I can give on how to be successful in your bariatric surgery journey. All right, so first I want to start off with a disclaimer, and that disclaimer is just that success, the term success in this journey, that's gonna look different for every single person. So although I may find myself to be pretty successful, someone else may think I'm not successful because I'm not as skinny as I could possibly be, right? Or there's some people who think being as skinny as you can possibly be isn't success. Some people who think being as fit as you can possibly be a success. There's some people who think even if they never get to what they believe is skinny, that being as healthy as you could possibly be, that's success. Regardless of what your goal is, remember we are all different. We're all allowed to want different things. Regardless of what your vision for your success is in this journey, I think all the tips that I can provide are going to be essential in making sure that you are successful regardless of what that means to you. Now let's get into the tea. So the first thing that I'm gonna share is a no-brainer, and that is going to the gym. But first, before I talk into the specifics about why working out is important, I wanna talk about being consistent. So being consistent is going to be the most important thing when it comes to the gym, because no matter what you do, even if you go to the gym and go hard, if you're not doing that consistently, it's not gonna do anything. And when it comes to being consistent, something that has helped me be able to maintain consistency in the gym is Motivate products. Motivate is a wellness brand that sells products that are gonna help you reach your fitness goals, among other things, because they have so many different products. But what I wanna talk today specifically about is their ultimate weight loss bundle. If you are not new to my channel, you've already seen me use all of these products that I'm about to talk about, but the ultimate weight loss bundle it comes with 3 of my go-to Motivate products, which is great. It comes with the Burn, which to me is one of their most popular products. It's one that I talk about all the time. I take this almost every single time I work out, which is a pre-workout. It comes with their Detox, which is gonna help you with bloating. It's also a full body cleanse. Y'all know what I'm talking about. This really does help you with using the bathroom, and what I love about this is it's not one of those that makes you like feel really, really uncomfortable the next day. You just kind of, next day you wake up and you're able to go and you get a lot out comfortably, and it's not like causing you any sort of pain or discomfort. So I love taking these when I know that I'm feeling a little bit bloated and I need to just, I need some extra assistance. And there are also probiotics in here to help with digestive support. And lastly, the ultimate weight loss bundle also comes with Motivate Sleep, which is a natural sleep aid. It also is gonna help speed up your metabolism and help burn fat while you're sleeping. This one I usually use for its sleep aid properties because of the fact that it is a natural sleep aid, and it works really well to just get me to just kind of be able to relax and naturally fall asleep. And it is not habit forming, which is why I love it. But then also, on top of the fact that this does help me sleep whenever I'm having a little bit of trouble sleeping, it also is helping you burn some fat in your sleep. So it's a win-win. If you wanna go ahead and purchase the Ultimate Weight Loss Bundle, I'm gonna have that linked in my description box, as well as just a link to Motivate's website in general if you wanna check out any of their products. As always, I have a code with them. My code is Karen San Diego. That's gonna get you 20% off of your order. And I'll also have that code down in the description box for you as well. For me, this is something that I didn't do right away. I actually didn't start really working out until I was about 11 months post-op, something around there, 10, 11 months post-op, I think, is when I started getting consistent. Prior to that, I had gone to the gym, but not consistently. It would be like every now and then randomly when I felt like it. Now I'm in a really good routine of going to the gym consistently. And I'd say that the reason that I put that #1 on the list of success, this more so goes in terms of like if physical appearance is success to you. Actually, no, whether it's physical or whether it's just health, going to the gym is gonna do a few things. First thing I just wanna say is that there's a misconception about going to the gym and that people believe that going to the gym will automatically make you skinny, and that's not the truth. Losing weight is about what you eat. So how you eat is what's gonna make you lose weight. Going to the gym is going to make you look better. It's also gonna help with certain health problems that people might have. So regardless of what your goal is, it's important to make sure that you're working out. All right, now on to tip number 2. This next tip to me is also very, very, very important in this journey, and it's something that I don't see talked about enough. We hear a lot of terms about things like the food police and people who are very, very strict about their diets and like to impose that onto other people. I kind of have a different philosophy. Disclaimer, this is something that I believe you have to work up to as you get throughout your journey, but I think it's very important to eat all things in moderation. I don't think any diet that forces you to remove something completely from your diet is long-term sustainable. That's the type of situation where you end up feeling like you need a cheat meal or a cheat day or a cheat week, cheat month to be able to indulge in the things you want to indulge in. I don't really do that. Honestly, I kind of eat what I want to eat when I want to eat it, but I don't overdo it. So like, let's say I want cookies, I'll have some, but it's not something that I'll do every day. And when I do it, I'll have one or have half of one or whatever it is and just move on. A lot of the times I'll get a chocolate chip cookie and share it with my daughter. Like, I'll eat the thing, but I just won't overindulge. And the thing that we need to realize is eating one cookie is not what got us fat. It was eating the whole box. So that is why I say it's important to make sure to kind of work your way up to that. So at first I do suggest, following the rules to the T as you're learning your body and you're learning how your body works. But as you start to get a good grasp on that, I would reintroduce certain foods back in moderation, just so that you're never feeling the need to overindulge or to binge and binging still can happen after surgery. It just looks different now. So the way to me to be able to avoid doing that is by just allowing yourself, if you want a cookie, have a cookie. Like, I used to be of the philosophy of like, oh, if I want a cookie, I'm gonna have a sugar-free. No, if I want a cookie, I'm gonna have the actual cookie. And then I'll carry on and continue eating healthy. You can do both. And I do genuinely believe that doing both is the key to long-term success. If you think about it, if you think about people who are just naturally skinny, they eat ice cream and cookies and cake, and they eat salads and healthier foods and things like that. They do both. I think about people that I grew up with that were skinny, they never finished their food. They ate small amounts of food. The way we eat on VSG is the way a lot of just naturally thin people eat in general. They eat small amounts of food. They have cookies and stuff as a treat randomly, but they don't do it all the time. So just finding a way to adapt that healthy relationship with food to where you don't feel the need to overindulge really ever, that's the key to long-term success. Depriving yourself can really, really backfire in a way that makes you feel like you just need to overindulge anytime you get the chance. But since I eat in moderation, I don't ever feel the need to overdo it, because it's not like I'm in this one time to cheat right now and then I'm gonna go back. No, I know that if I want it like next week, I'll just have it and I won't overdo it. And it's just the way my mind looks at food is a lot more healthy than the way my brain used to look. But this is something you have to work up to. But once you've gotten in a good balance with that, it's gonna be a lot easier to be successful. Next tip on how to be successful in this journey is to find ways to be active every day. And this does not mean the gym. I'm literally not talking about the gym. I'm talking about on days where you don't go to the gym, or even on days when you went to the gym, but this is later in the day. Find ways to be active. For me, a lot of the time, this looks like playing with my daughter. We try to go outside every day and do something, even if it's just like being outside the house, hula hooping or jumping rope or running around or something. We try to do that. When I'm at home, I try to get up and do something, whether that means like cleaning or going up and down the stairs or finding a reason to move that's useful. At work, sometimes I decide, I'm gonna leave the elevator alone and I'll take the stairs instead. Just finding little ways to be active, because I know that for me, if I'm not conscious about being active and moving my body, I will just be a couch potato. Like, I will sit on the couch and just waste away there all day. So I try to be a lot more intentional about moving, and just moving your body more is just gonna help you be more healthy long term, especially on days where you can't make it to the gym. This is all about building healthy habits, and healthy habits is not just about what you eat. You want to have a healthy lifestyle all around, and getting your body accustomed to living in a healthier way is going to help you maintain success over time. Next tip for success is finding your people. Now, this can just mean a friend, a spouse, or someone you have in your real life that you can just say things to when you're feeling a type of way or you have a question. But a lot of the times those people may not fully understand what you're going through. So in this sense, I mean internet friends. Like, find your community, your tribe, or even if it's just one other person you can connect with online. But find people who have done this that you can talk to for inspiration, for questions, as a shoulder to lean on, whatever it is. Even if that person is me or another influencer or just someone you know online that has had the surgery, you found them in a support group, you found them in the comments of an influencer's page. Like, if you go through the comments on my videos and you read them, you'll see sometimes people would be like, oh, I just had surgery X amount of time ago, and you may have also had surgery around that time. Reach out to that person. Try to find somebody that you can talk to who's in a similar stage as you, that just kind of gets it. Just having that support in your life of people who really understand truly what you're going through is gonna help you be more successful long term. Next on my list is one that I think is really important that I don't think enough people are doing. And it's one of my, like, when you talk about like icks, like VSG icks or like pet peeves or whatever, this is one of mine. It's seeing people getting a little bit too caught up in the rules and restrictions of bariatric surgery and literally eating a diet that is not nutritious at all. And I don't want to get into the conspiracies of why I think bariatric patients are told to eat this way, but eating things like processed protein shakes, like the one like the Fairlife and those type of stuff in the bottle, that's your breakfast with coffee. And then after that, it's just like sugar-free snacks, putting sugar-free powder into water, sugar-free this, sugar-free that. And when we say sugar-free, we're not talking about sugar-free. We're talking about stuff with added sugars and things like that, artificial sugars. It's not actually sugar-free. We're talking about the low-carb things, the stuff that are made for people on the keto diet, stuff like that. While all of that stuff is fine, because I do genuinely believe that every single thing is fine for you in moderation, eating this way strictly, or even just like eating those things and then just piling it on with a bunch of protein only, it is not healthy to eat that way. That is not gonna get you to reach success in the terms of health long term. You wanna make sure that you are eating a nutritious diet. Of course, prioritize your protein always, but after that, you should also be getting in vegetables. You should also be eating fruits. You should also be eating carbs, you know, all the food groups. You want to eat all of them, with protein being the priority, and then make sure you're getting in other things. A great way that I like to get in some other essential vitamins, nutrients, is through juicing. I juice fruits and vegetables and I'll drink that. I don't add any sugar to it. I like to choose no added sugar things versus sugar-free, because I don't want the artificial sweeteners. I literally just don't want any sugar. And fruits are sweet enough to sweeten the juice without needing to add anything to it. So that's a way to get in some whole fruits and vegetables, not whole fruits, get in some fruits and vegetables without having to eat them, since we can't eat that much and we prioritize protein. But even when I'm eating, like, I'll make sure that I'm putting enough on my plate to where I can eat everything. And putting a little bit more protein than everything else, but also making sure to get other things on the plate, carbs, vegetables, all of that. Every single food group is necessary. A question that I get asked a lot is, how come I didn't have a crazy amount of hair loss? I talk about my edges right here is the only place I really lost any hair. And the reason I think that I didn't lose a lot of hair is because in the beginning, was the only time I was eating in this way to where it was a lot of sugar-free stuff and mostly protein. But once I changed my diet, which was pretty early on, I want to say, maybe I started changing the way I eat around like 7 or 8 months out. And once I started doing that, the hair loss completely stopped. Like, my hair does not fall out like that anymore. When I comb my hair, when I wash my hair, there isn't hair coming out. Around like the 4-month mark, I think, was when hair loss started for me. But like I said, it was mainly in the front. I had a little bit of shedding in the back, but it wasn't anything crazy because shortly after that, I changed the way I was eating and the hair loss stopped. The reason for hair loss is malnutrition. So your hair starts to fall out when your body is not getting enough nutrients, which if you're eating in the way that a lot of people eat after bariatric surgery, you're gonna be malnourished. That is why the hair loss is happening. That's why it's when you're losing hair, people are asking you like, are you taking your vitamins? Because vitamins can help, but even vitamins alone, that's not gonna help enough to get you to avoid hair loss and skin problems and teeth falling out and all the kind of stuff that comes with malnutrition. You need to be eating a balanced diet as well. Next thing on my list is gut health. So you wanna make sure you are taking care of your gut after surgery. A lot of times when people are like, I'm stalled, help, what do I do? The first thing I usually say was, have you pooped? Because honestly, a lot of the times you didn't gain weight, you just need to use the bathroom. So keeping yourself, gut health is keeping your gut healthy is gonna help you lose weight, but also it's gonna avoid you having pounds of poop in your stomach that need to come out. So the way you can do this is by eating foods that are rich in fiber, by taking probiotics, by drinking lots of water, but just making sure that you're doing things for your gut health. Probiotics is one of my favorite ways to do this because since I started taking probiotics, I noticed that a lot of my bloating and constipation, all of that went away. I recently even started taking a prebiotic, so I take a prebiotic and a probiotic. I also do eat foods that are rich in fiber, so I think all of that has contributed to why I'm able to go more regularly and experience less bloating, because I realized that when I don't do those things, all of those symptoms come back. So definitely make sure you have a good probiotic, but if you want, also add in a prebiotic and add fiber into your diet. This next tip is one that I would like to just punch into people sometimes, because y'all get me so mad because y'all are doing so great in your journey, but you let yourself get so caught up in the number on the scale that it's making you feel bad about yourself when you don't need to. So my tip here is get rid of the scale, hide the scale, avoid the scale. I don't care how you do it, but stay off the scale. At least don't weigh yourself daily. I've even heard other bariatric influencers tell people to get on the scale daily to like track their progress, and I'm like, what are you telling? Don't do that. Don't do that. Do not get on the scale every day. At maximum, I think you should be doing is maybe once a week, but even that to me is not healthy. I get on the scale like once a month, twice a month maybe sometimes, but I don't weigh myself very often. What I do though is I do rely on my clothes to tell me where I'm at. I do pay attention to how I look, but most importantly, I pay attention to how I feel. When I'm not on top of things and I'm not eating the way that I should be, my body tells me immediately. I feel bloated, I feel weighed down. I feel sometimes that my skin will start to act up. I feel tired. My body does a really good job at letting me know that I need to get it together. And I don't think that's a personal thing. I think all of our bodies do a great job at telling us when what we're doing isn't right. It's just a matter of, are you listening to what your body is telling you? And once you can be in tune with your body to where you can understand what it's trying to tell you, listen to what it's saying and act accordingly. But most importantly, get off of that scale. It is doing you more harm than good. And it's gonna cause you to have so much insecurity in this journey that it's gonna get in the way of your progress if you let it get to you too much. Remembering that stalls happen. You're gonna stall. It's not just gonna be a 3-week stall. You're gonna stall again multiple times throughout your journey. So if you're watching a scale, looking for numbers to go down every single day, every single week, every single time you get on the scale, you want the number to go down, you're setting yourself up for failure, because it is not going to go down every time. Sometimes it is going to go up. Sometimes it's going to stay the same. Regardless, the scale going to do what the scale going to do. But what you need to be focused on is what you're doing. Because as long as you are following the rules, you're doing what you're supposed to do, you know that you are eating as best as you can, you know that you are staying as active as you can, you know that you are using the bathroom as much as you can, you're drinking as much water as you can, you're taking your vitamins every single day. As long as you know you're doing all of those things, don't worry about what the scale says. Worry about how you look, how you feel, and just having a healthy relationship with yourself and your body. That is going to help you be successful in the long run. All of that obsessing over the scale causes negative self-talk. Negative self-talk causes negative behaviors. You would think it would be like, oh, I saw the scale go down, so that means I'm gonna be on top of it, I'm gonna eat healthy now. Sometimes that works in the opposite direction and causes you to self-sabotage. So just avoid it. by staying off the scale. The scale is evil, okay? Next thing is to take pictures. Take as much pictures as you can, take videos, do the thing where you stand like this and spin around in a circle. Do all of that, because on those moments where you are having negative self-talk moments and you're feeling down about yourself, doing that is going to help you realize how far you've come. If you do that consistently enough, you'll be able to look back and see things from when you were before surgery or like earlier on in your journey, and you'll be able to see the progress. I know for me, I do struggle with body dysmorphia. And for me, when I look at videos and pictures, I'm able to see my progress a lot better than I can when I look in the mirror. So sometimes, like if I'm feeling down about myself, I'll literally just go through my videos and my pictures and look at myself and be able to see the difference. And that'll help me avoid going to a negative place, because going to a negative place causes me to do self-sabotaging things. So just to make sure that I'm being as healthy as I can, that also starts in my brain. So I like to make choices that are gonna help me have more positive thoughts. More positive thoughts are gonna lead to more positive actions. And that brings me to my last tip, which is to simply sit back, relax, and trust the process. This process is not always gonna be easy. Like I said, there are stalls, the scale's going up and down, your body's not reacting to a food the way it used to, you don't know what's going on. And sometimes it can be easy to assume that you did something wrong and your sleeve is broken and things are not working out. But take stock, take a breath, breathe. Remember all the things I said. You're eating right, you're exercising, you're taking your vitamins, you're drinking your water, you're using the bathroom. As long as you are doing all of those things, you are fine. The scale will move, you will reach your goals. And as long as you honestly believe that and you trust that, everything is gonna be okay. I think the biggest problem comes from people truly not trusting the process and not trusting themselves and their ability to reach their goals. And that negativity just causes a downward spiral that causes people to not be successful. I think the biggest thing that gets in the way of our success is our own brains. You genuinely have to trust yourself, trust the process, trust that this is going to work for you. I think when people start to get in their head and start to feel like, oh, well, this isn't gonna work. Once you say that out loud or in your head that this isn't going to work, you start subconsciously sabotaging yourself. You don't even realize you're doing it, but it comes from a place of not feeling like this is gonna work anyway. But when you know in your heart, you know it in your soul, you know it in your head, that something is going to work for you, you do everything in your power to make sure that that happens and thus have a positive reaction. Success is going to come from you. Nobody is going to be able to do it but you. So since that is on the line, your success is riding on you, you need to speak positivity into your journey and trust that this is going to work for you, and trust every step of the process that things are going to be okay. Stop speaking negativity into your own journey. Your words have weight. Remember that. All right, so those are my key tips for success in this journey. Of course, I'm sure there are so many more that I didn't think of for this video. If you could think of some, please go ahead and put them in the comments below. And if you are looking for some more tips for success, read through the comments and see if anybody has given anything that I haven't said in this video. Because not only am I like forgetful and may have forgotten a few things, but also this journey is different for everybody. So some other people may have some tips that I didn't think of or I didn't experience that may also be helpful for you. Once again, I want to give a huge shout out to Motivate. If you want to purchase any of the products that I mentioned in this video, they will all be linked down in the description box. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.
Where in the world is Karen San Diego? From BK to Belly, it's anywhere she say so. She changing your life, can see it straight through her eyes.